What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. You know what we do. We look for some movers for the week or two just to see what's going to go on. So I'm going to give you 4 tickers that I'm looking at. Different than the last. We had 2 or 3 that ran 100% plus on the last call outs. A couple of them did nothing but hold. So, 100% on 3 tickers and a hold on 2 others means you didn't lose money and you could have only doubled your money. So let's see what happens here. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a DJ just like you. So take it for what it is. We play it level by level, bit by bit. Here are the tickers: CVNA, EVGO, BLNK, and FUV. So let's go through them. Let's look at the levels. Let's look at where they're sitting, where could be possible entries, where could be possible exits. We'll keep it as brief as possible. We'll take them in order. So if anyone interests you more than others, then, go ahead and skip ahead. Let's start with CVNA Carvana. Here we go. Carvana. So highly shorted, kind of a lower float. I like where it's sitting, but what I'm going to be watching is to see, is this going to form some sort of cup? If it does, or has it already, it's hard to determine the levels at where all of that chop wants to come in as a cup and call it a handle and push. So ultimately your risk right now is around $7.41 range, give or take. I would keep that in mind. What I'm looking for in Carvana, I want to see it go ahead and take out the 833. If you get into that 833 level, you're looking at this trend line breakout. So if we get that breakout, retest, and push, then that would put you up into 968. And ultimately, we didn't spend a whole lot of time in this channel. So, there could be a little bit of chop there around that $11 psychological range, but ultimately $12.87 to the upside. So that could be about 100% run if it plays out, if it can get this push up and through with a breakout. I don't know if that's going to happen right away. So, you got your levels, risk to reward. Right now it's sitting at $7.63 in the aftermarket. So looking at that, we're risking $7.41 roughly for a bounce if it wants to come back down, or for an entry, and then looking for this $8.33 plus the trend line breakout. So keep that in mind. That's where we are on Carvana. EVGO. EVGO, interesting. If you're interested in the EV sector, right now, what you want to be paying attention to is a rejection. Is it going to reject at this $6.43? It's at $6.40 in the after hours. So I'm looking ultimately to see if it wants to get that breakout above 643. Right there, you're either playing breakout or breakdown. The RSI looks okay, but at some point it could want to cool off. So is it going to come back down for a retest? I don't know. Pick your entries wisely on this one, but I do think that it has some potential. The risk right now at 643 would be all the way back down to $6.18 if it wants to trade this range. So are we trading this channel, or are we going to start making our breaks back up? I'm not sure. Just, tight stops if you're playing this one would be my goal if you're playing it to the upside, or if you're being patient and waiting for that entry down around $6.18. But you want to see a breakout and hold of $6 and what is that, 43 cents? Is that what we said? Yeah, about $6.43. You want to see a breakout, possibly a retest and hold there to work its way back up to the upside. And do I think it could get back up to 760? I do. I don't know if this one's as promising, as far as the charts go, as far as what's going to go on, but EVGO has some pretty high short interest, and, it gets a lot of attention, and it moves pretty good whenever it actually wants to move. So I would keep an eye on that one. As far as Blink goes, Blink charging, BLNK. All right, so with Blink, it looks like it could be trying to do some sort of trend reversal turnaround for us. I you might be trapped in a channel. But what I do like about Blink is we have a little bit of a gap up here, and sometimes things like to go for that gap fill, no rhyme or reason. So sitting somewhere around $16 range for that gap fill if it wants to go for it. Not a huge profit, but I guess you're sitting right now in kind of no man's land. You have to decide if it's worthy of going for the gap fill or not. I would be watching very closely around that, I guess, $13.96, $14 psychological level if you're looking at entries, and then watch and see if you want to get a cup and a handle at around $14.28. It's going to be kind of a tighter channel right there as far as what's going on. Your trend line so far I think looks okay, but you are dead smack in the middle, so I don't know. You can sit on the sidelines, see if it wants to come back down to around 13.55 or even all the way back down for another trend line check. But I do think at some point it will go for this gap fill, especially if the markets stay as strong and bullish as they have been. But I would be looking for a handle to form probably around that $13.96. It's sitting at $13.88 right now. So if you see rejection at $13.96, then it's probably coming down either to the $13.55 or for a trend line check. So go ahead and draw them up. See what you have, see where it's going while you wait for your entry. FU not B, FUV like Victor. This one's a little bit cheaper. Penny stocks, you know how they go. Sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. RSI is sitting really hot right now, so I would be looking for a pullback in the immediate future as far as what we're doing with FUV. But as far as that goes, we're looking for an upside from it's where it's sitting right now. What are we at? Can't really see it, and my chart is for some reason not giving me the numbers. So let's see if we can get that breakout above 44 cents, then 50 cents psychological up to 57. This would probably be the last one on my playlist. I don't really care for penny stocks. Sometimes they're hard to play, sometimes they're hard to judge. The RSI is doing nothing but trending down right now, so I wouldn't get too excited about it as far as it goes. The longer time frames have looked good because it did get a little bit of a pop, a little bit of a run. So really Carvana, EVgo, and Blink are probably my three favorites. I would say Carvana, I think, has potentially maybe the most upside right now if it can break this trend line. EVgo and Blink also good performers whenever the market's right, and as of right now the market looks okay. So we'll follow them for a week or two. We'll see what happens. Like I said, some of them will work out, some of them will not. Pick your poison if you wish. Have a trading plan before you ever get into it. Tight stop losses, respect the levels. The levels are very important, and just go from there. But I will be watching them. I will probably, if I'm talking about them, I'm usually making some sort of entry. But what I do like is this one's coming out somewhere in the first week of December, I guess, if it wants to play out this wedge. So it could be a couple of nice trades in here before it actually wants to break up or shoot down for Carvana. But as far as what do we got looking like for all-time lows, I think we're pretty low, so it has a lot of potential to the upside as long as things kind of turn around for Carvana, which maybe it will. And within the next week or so, maybe we'll see an actual breakout and a reversal coming into here. So, all right, guys, thanks for coming back and watching another one. I will catch you in the next video. As always, stay golden, people, and may your accounts stay green.